Hello, thank you for joining us with a conversation with Albert Rooyakkers, CTO of Bedrock Automation. Thank you very much for joining us.
Pleased to meet you, Mark.
So tell us about Bedrock Automation.
Bedrock Automation is a Silicon Valley-based, reasonably new company, wholly owned subsidiary of a semiconductor company in Silicon Valley. And we have designed a brand new architecture for automation, and it's based on three prime directives of being simple, scalable, and secure. And we believe it addresses a lot of the needs and the issues currently that are of concern for automation users.
So what makes the Bedrock system different?
Many, many things, actually. But what's really important is we were able to start from a blank sheet of paper. And with that, we were able to use the best technologies available. And coming from a semiconductor DNA, we were able to start deep in the technology with the silicon, and we were able to custom design the architecture, the communications, and all of the technologies that are required. We built a lot of very fundamental IP around the interconnect, around the communications, around the whole architecture, and we were able to apply that to the system level, again, for the directives of being simple, scalable, and secure. And I think we've succeeded at very well.
So how does a customer benefit from the differences?
Well, the simple, scalable, and secure are very similar, even though these are our directives. If you listen to the customers and to the users of automation, that's really their concerns. In particular, security is a very big issue, and it's an emerging and significant threat, and everyone is aware of it at all levels right now. And a cybersecurity incident or a cyber incident in an industrial infrastructure would be very catastrophic. So by having new technology and a new architecture, we're able to build what we call a deep root of trust in the system. So the security is built in versus bolted on, and it allows sort of a seamless and very sophisticated level of cybersecurity. So that's one issue. Scalable is critical because users have very different automation needs depending on what they're doing at the time. So you want to have an architecture and a technology that works across their automation needs. So that's important to them because it simplifies their automation problem. And then being simple, again, is part of that process. So you want technology today, you want the benefits that people are familiar with in the commercial space, like with your mobile devices. People are familiar with how technology is easy to use and simple to manage. So you impart that in automation, and it has a lot of benefits. Now, there's also the benefit where security, one of the aspects of security, the tenets of it is to reduce the attack surface. So that's a complicated subject matter, but if you simplify the design, meaning you reduce the number of modules, number of boards, number of interconnects, then you inherently reduce the attack surface. So simple, scalable, secure, it kind of feeds on each other. And so these are all benefits that are based on what the user experience is.
Okay. You have a terminology called open secured automation. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yes. Yeah, that's one of my favorites. But the automation world for the past several decades has been kind of segregated around market vertical segments such as distributed control system, programmable logic controller, SCADA, both SCADA software and SCADA RTU, remote terminal units. You have HVAC, you have various vertical segments of technology. Well, if you build a brand new system like we have, it really gives you the ability to merge all of those. You really don't have vertical columns anymore. You don't have a technology that's more classically, that's more put in a category of DCS. So we need to reclassify what technology is. And open is a very, very, very big issue in automation today. But open and secure is kind of a dichotomy. So our open architecture means that we're willing to work not just with the users, but we're willing to work for the first time with any OEM, any of the major OEMs. So we want to be a technology partner to them as well as a provider to the user. Now, this is an evolution in the control system industry that has been ongoing for several decades, where the automation providers today are partnering with Cisco, partnering with Microsoft, partnering with Dell and HP and IBM and DEC before that, and Sun and others. So it's not a new concept, but it is now a concept that can go vertically across the entire automation technology, right from the I/O infrastructure and control to the network and other things. So that's what we mean by open, where we're willing to work with OEMs, current suppliers, as well as providing to the users. And we're building our secure technology embedded throughout this architecture, so you get the concept of open and secure. So it's pretty new. It's the only way we can properly describe the system is to give it a name that reflects what it does, and to us it's open secure.
Okay. So what are your go-to-market plans, and how do you plan to support customers?
Yeah, that's a really, really critical aspect, of course. And we think that there's a fantastic model. Again, number one, if we partner with an OEM, then we insert ourselves into their wide distributed architecture, or distributed support infrastructure. Number two, we can also work with the integrators. And there are thousands of integrators around the world. These are automation specialists that are segmented around various industries and geographical distributions, but they're very capable people, and they run small and medium-sized projects. And so they're going to provide a fabulous resource for us, and we will train them and support them and help them support the customer. But we expect to build a service organization that's best in class. That's key for us, and it's key for the market.
Okay, and when do you expect these products to be available?
It's spring of 2015 right now. We're in beta, so we're shipping a number of beta systems. We've been in our own internal beta and pilot mode for almost a year now. And then through the rest of 2015 calendar year, we will be releasing the products. So at this point, we're pushing into field beta and customer beta. And then as that matures later on this calendar year, we'll be in production. Just wanted to be clear, to clarify that what I mean by OEMs is original equipment manufacturers, or the current automation suppliers that people are familiar with.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
This has been a conversation with Bedrock Automation's Albert Rooyakkers, CTO. Thank you.